Hello, everybody.
Hello.
This is Hollis with another episode of Creative Conversations, and I'm always excited about my guests, but this guest I'm so excited about because we've known each other since we just realized like seventh grade. Yeah,
Long
seventh grade.
time.
So this is Sherry Onweller, and she's going to introduce herself in a minute. But I just want to tell you a little bit about why I created Conversations, why I created this platform for Creative Conversations, and how this is going to go. So Creative Conversations is basically a space to tell stories. So I've always been so interested in hearing people's stories and seeing the connections that we have. So I want to be able to foster the connection, and I want people to be empowered to hear that creativity exists beyond a pencil and a paintbrush. So Sherry in a minute is going to quickly kind of say who she is, and then we're going to dive in, and there's three questions that are asked. How do you define creativity? How do you incorporate it into your life? And why do you think it's important? And then we're going to kind of see how the conversation goes. So, Sherry, hi.
Hi.
So, what do you do?
So I'm Sherry Onweller. I live in New Jersey, and as Holly said, we've known each other since seventh grade. And I'm a professional organizer. I go into people's
She's really good at it, and I'm going to put a link on here for her services. Yes.
I go into people's homes and businesses, and I help them make order out of chaos. I help both with the physical space as well as time management. I have professors, teachers who I help with developing course work and curriculum from an organizational perspective. And people just think of very creative ways to use my services when they see my business card.
She's really amazing at what she does, I have to say. And Sherry, which we're going to dive into the questions, but just for a plug, she's just always, she has a very great way about her. She's very approachable, very non-judgmental, and yeah, when she did all these other business things in her life, and she said, Hollis, I think I want to become a personal organizer. I was like, nothing makes more sense in this world because she's so organized. So, okay, so we're going to jump into the first question. How do you define creativity?
So I think that I always, when I was young, I thought creativity meant being artistic. And I'll tell a little Holly story. Holly and I took a class together in a neighbor's basement. It was an art class. And I thought I had a little bit of artistic ability till I took this class with Holly.
Oh, get out of
And
here.
then I saw Holly's work and my work, and they were very different. But I realized at that point that you can be creative and not be artistic. I think I'm an appreciator of people who are artistic, and I love that many of my clients are very creative. And when you're creative, you don't necessarily have strong organizational skills. So sometimes, you have to look at what your own superpower is and use that to help other people. And I was thinking about this. Holly hit me with this interview this morning, which was, I'm not sure if it was planned, but it was very strategic.
It wasn't. It was very spontaneous. These things happen very spontaneously. Hey, Angela, thanks for jumping on.
Because if she had asked me 2 weeks ago, I would have said no way. I would have spent hours preparing for it.
Exactly.
Exactly 1 hour drive to prepare for this, but I've been thinking about it, and I was thinking how growing. Sorry, we have a motorcycle gang going by us. Very long, but I was thinking about how inspired I was growing up, going to Holly's house. Holly's parents are very creative, and just being in a creative environment, I think, spills over into maybe less artistic, creative people. And I feel like that gave me such an appreciation for creativity. But I feel like I have that desire to make order out of chaos, so I can use my skills creatively to do things for other people. And I just love helping people. So that's a way that, even as a non-artistic person, and what I would say is like a very anal personality, I can use that to help people, and that's creating something for people that's useful.
Yes, so this is where I'm going to push her and be like, so, and this is what my whole company is about. This is what I Am Creative is about, is pushing beyond those boundaries of what a quote-unquote artist is, of thinking that an artist has to be that somebody does visual arts, or something like that. It's pushing to the point of, I see personally for you, you're incredibly creative with what you do. You see a situation and you create organization out of it. You create order out of that. Not everybody can do that. Like, that is your expression. That is what you dive in with excitement about.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
creativity, I feel like, comes from a space of something that empowers you. She can just look at a situation and be like, okay, so we have plan A, B, C, D, and you make it easy and understandable. So that, I think, is like incredibly creative. I think that's just a matter of
How
you
you
owning
define
it, how you define it.
Totally.
So this is why we have these conversations, in order to be able to enlighten and empower each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nice. Definitely.
So, okay, so I'm holding the phone. I am going to graduate to an actual tripod. That's my next spot. How do you incorporate creativity into your life? How do you find that?
So I feel like being a mom and a Girl Scout leader
And kids she has.
and a small business owner, it's just a constant juggling act of finding creative solutions to make things work and to make everybody happy and function well. But I think, particularly with my organizing business, each situation is so different, so it takes creativity to walk into a hoarder's house, a professor's office, a teacher's classroom, like you said, assess the dynamics, assess that person's personality.
That's a big part of it, right?
Definitely.
Because how you're dealing with the person, because they could either shut down or open up.
Exactly, which usually by the step where they've called me, the good thing is they're looking to make a change. And really, my mission is to sort of mentor them and sort of take on their, quote, problems and help them to implement a solution with them. So it's very fun for me. I love walking into chaotic situations and just coming up with...
See, she likes walking into chaos.
I love it.
Chaos is good.
People are always embarrassed to have me come in, and I'm like, the messier the better. So it's very fun for me and creative, because each person is coming at things from a different place with a different relationship to things and stuff. Some clients are so able to let go of things but just need the plan that I give them and they can kind of run with it. Other clients need my help every step of the way. And I love both scenarios. It's like a good balance for me to have people of all different types. And I would say most of my clients are people who are very organized in their professional lives and very brilliant, but they just need guidance. I always say it's just like a trainer. I know I have a treadmill in my basement. I should just walk down there and use it. But do I? No.
Right.
So it's very similar to that situation.
Okay. So then, would you say that creativity, incorporating it into your life, is that your creativity that you incorporate? Like, what do you do for you, Sherry? Like, what is your expression or outlet?
I would say really my work is
Okay.
like a creative pursuit for me. I also have another side. I help administer a grant fund at a top university, and that is dealing with brilliant professors who have done research that is life-changing for people, whether it's medical research or just things to make people's lives better. And the fund that I help administer really helps to get them to the next step.
Okay.
And I kind of, strangely, I see that as a creative pursuit for me, because I don't come from a science background, but I'm getting involved in reading about so much science. It really makes me grow.
She's always been interested in this. This really is a dream that you've had forever.
Yeah, I love colleges, and I love that world of always learning. So for me, it is kind of a creative pursuit.
Yeah.
I, on the side, try to read my kids' AP bio manual.
She likes to read. I probably, as an adult, shouldn't say. I mean, reading is, I'm like a skimmer. I'm like, okay, I get the idea, or give me the cliff notes, and I probably shouldn't announce that kind of thing. But, but my brain just doesn't work that way, per se.
Whereas in high school, I read the book and the cliff notes. I was like, doesn't everyone do this?
Yeah. So that's your space. That's your happy space.
Yeah, so that really has allowed me to fire every neuron in my brain, and it's a good balance with my organizing that is like something that I'm already very good at. This is a way to really learn something new, which I
Mhm.
love. So
So it's
I
like
would
challenging
say,
yourself all the time.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. And I just joined a book club, which I've never in my life done before, which is very exciting.
Okay.
Yeah,
Is it in the
yeah.
neighborhood or is it?
No, no, it's a couple of friends that live kind of far away, and we are doing it. And our first book is the Michelle Obama book,
Okay.
which is really fun,
Mhm.
and 400 and something pages. So
Okay.
it's a big challenge for me to find the time to do it, but I
Mhm.
see it as me time when I'm reading.
Okay.
So that's a new creative pursuit for me.
So last question on that before we get to the other question. The last
Sure.
question. So then, for that regarding the book, do you meet in person or is it an online since you are in a distance?
Yeah, so we just had our planning meeting last Sunday, which I did have to call into because I was away, but we're gonna meet in person. It's within an hour from each of us, and we're
Okay.
gonna meet like every 6 weeks.
Okay.
So it's not so unreasonable. Yeah.
Where she lives is every place. I think the closest place is like what, a half
Yeah.
hour?
Yeah, so I'm used to it.
Used to driving.
Yeah.
Okay, so last question is why do you think creativity is important?
I think it's kind of what makes us unique and makes us who we are. I feel like everybody approaches problems differently
Mhm.
because of their creativity and the way they think and process things. And going back to the superpower thing, I think like if you do soul searching, you realize each person has some very specific strengths that make you approach things differently. And I think
Yeah.
it's important to recognize that and build on those strengths if you're happy with them,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
really utilize them. And I see how important it is to pursue a career that you love. Like it's so much fun. I remember when I had other jobs that were more corporate, I wasn't excited for Monday, but now I look at my planner and I'm like, oh, who do I get to see on Monday? Like I'm just so happy. So I
Yeah.
think it makes a difference.
Oh, it makes the huge. I love that
Yeah.
you say because it does. It makes this huge. It's like when you feel lit up, when you feel challenged in a good way, when you feel excited, then you're not burnt out. You're not like
Right.
depressed. You're
It
not tired. Like
energizes you.
you want to
Yeah,
connect with people instead
definitely,
of become introverted.
definitely, definitely. So I love that. It because I'll have like a little memory of that Sunday night dreading Monday,
Yes.
and now I'm like, oh my gosh, I never have that feeling anymore, which is awesome.
Wow. So do what you love.
Yes.
It sounds. I've had students say to me, "Mr. Trun, are you a hippie?" I'm like, "How do you define a hippie?" They're like, somebody that cares about other people and just does stuff for them. I'm like, okay, I'm a hippie.
I love that.
Like,
That's so sweet.
I didn't know which
That's
way it was gonna
awesome.
go, but
Right. Could have gone a lot of
it
different
could've gone a lot
ways.
of ways. I was like, but yeah, so I can hear my own children saying like, "Oh, it's such a hippie thing to say," but do what lights you up. Like,
Yeah.
do what makes you happy, and it just it makes you feel good. It makes everybody else feel good around you because you could be a real bummer if you're unhappy all the time.
Definitely,
Nobody wants to
definitely.
be around you.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
I am so grateful. Thank you to the people watching. Catch the replay, then hashtag replay, and join in on the conversation there. And I'm so happy that Sherry was open to doing this. We've known, this is a seventh grade friendship, and she calls me Holly because before college I hated the name Hollis. So that's how I know who my friends are. Like anybody who calls me Holly before is
Predate.
predates college. Because when I got to college, I was like, oh, I actually really like my name. So anyway, thank you everybody for joining in, and enjoy the spring. We're sitting outside with no jackets.
So beautiful.
So enjoy. Okay.
Bye bye.
Thanks. Bye.